My dudes, what is up? It has been way too long. Good to talk to you guys here on Sunday, November 16th, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time. Good to see y'all. And Gitano, I want to know about your weekend, man. How was Autzen Stadium? How you living, bro?
I'll tell you this much. You couldn't ask for a better weather, just the atmosphere. November, and I didn't put on a coat. I was just walking around with a t-shirt on. They gave out the cowboy hats, so it was time to
What was the
cowboy
deal?
up.
Yeah, what was the deal with the cowboy hats?
I think it was just some promotion from State Farm. If you want me to be honest, because it had an Oregon logo on the front and the red 3, circles on the back, but it was just a promotion. But it was a great atmosphere. Friday night, 6 o'clock kickoff, perfect weather, and overall just a great atmosphere that Autzen Stadium always brings.
That's what's up. June, how you doing, man? I feel like you've been cooking up a storm. When the weather turns, you kind of turn up the chef.
Hey, well, we did fry up some ribeyes tonight, in that cast iron pan. But I'm doing good. I'm riding high from this U.S. men's national team victory over Paraguay, and we rolling, getting some confidence rolling, going into the World Cup here in about 10 months. So I'm happy to see it.
Oh, sorry, fell asleep. What was that, bro?
Yeah, whatever. Hater.
Man, well, let's bring in our celebrities and just kick this show off.
This
with
week's
our
Bum of the Week
and
Stud of the Week.
Bum of the Week.
Stud of the Week, Bum of the Week. June, who you got?
I feel like I never get to go first on this one, man. So you know what?
There you go. Stars align, baby. Let's go. Who you got?
Bum of the Week is Dan Campbell. And the game ain't even over yet, okay? So I'm gonna, I know some things could happen, but they are 0 for 4 on fourth downs before the fourth quarter. Like, this man needs to kick a field goal sometimes. And, don't get me wrong, I love an aggressive game plan, and I want teams to be aggressive, but 4 times you turn the ball over on downs against an Eagles team that, while they've been a little inept offensively, they still have the firepower to be explosive. So yeah, Dan, you doing too much, man. So Bum of the Week. Sorry, dog. Even if you pull this one out, I'm calling you Bum of the Week.
Real quick though, I gotta just shout out to us, man, because we bringing these coaches' feet to the fire on this show, because we ain't letting these coaches go. You know what I'm saying? We are letting these coaches know y'all need to step your game up. Real shit.
I got a rebuttal to that, but I'm gonna hold until it's my turn. Go ahead. Who's your stud?
Okay. Stud of the week. I brought up the U.S. men's national team, but Gio Reyna, first header goal for the U.S. men's national team. 4 minutes into the game, getting the match started off right. He's been gone for quite a few months from the team. If we can ride out some of that chemistry that we're building right now into the World Cup,
that youthfulness.
Yeah, we're gonna find out in about 19 days or so the draw, figure out what group we're in, who we're playing. Then we'll see if it's really realistic for us to make it out of there. But we got some good momentum right now. It's been an up and down stretch with the new coach, and so I was happy to see us play well against a decent international team. So Gio, shout out.
Okay. Sorry, I zoned out for a little bit there. I think you were talking about an activity, not a sport, and this is a sports podcast. But Gitano, man, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I hope you're not going to talk about soccer. So who's your bum and your stud, my guy?
I'm gonna go Bum of the Week because this should have been brought up last week, but it's Mr. Antonio Brown. This guy in Dubai gets extradited back for attempted murder charges, gets on bail. This guy is a legit all-time great, but all-time fucking GOAT on the field. But he's turning into one of the GOATs of don't be like him. He's turning into OJ-ish. You know what I mean? Like, real bad, messing up your just a stellar career, but it's really sad. My stud of the week is the quarterback that we known as Josh Allen, because he did a magic trick today that was reverting back to the old Josh Allen with some two-handed chest passes. And that let me know that this is it is pressure on the line. And it meant something today. And the ball out with 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, 300 yards passing. There's only been 3 games of this 3-3 ever in the NFL, and Josh Allen has 2, and the other one was Otto Graham back in the 50s. So Josh Allen is doing Superman-like stuff, but what I saw in this first half, it was real tricky. I'm just going to be honest. Buffalo's in trouble. Even though he's the stud of the week, Buffalo's in real trouble.
It was nice to have him on a fantasy team. I don't know who on this pod has him on their team, but he did put up 44 points, so that was nice to see. All right, guys, you talked about turning it over 4 times on downs. Would you rather have that or 4 fucking interceptions from your quarterback who can't win a game when it counts? He is who we thought he was. Sammy D. Arnold, bro. I was hesitant to get hyped about the Hawks, and this is the reason why. The guy just can't play under pressure. Everybody was on the bandwagon. All of the media saying potentially the best team in the NFC, powerhouse. It's hard to blow out teams in the NFL, and they've done it 3 times in 9 games. And the back of it, I think it, for people that really pay attention and are not brainwashed by their current team they're rooting for, in the back of your mind you're thinking, yeah, but Sam Darnold, the last 2 games he played in Minnesota, he lost that game to Detroit where they could have had the number 1 seed, home field, and then he lost in the playoffs, and then we signed him, and everyone's on his nuts through the first 10 weeks of the season. But today, he showed us who he was in a big game. 4 picks. And we can blame the offensive line. We can blame a lot of things. But at the end of the day, he's the one getting rid of the ball in those situations and not deciding to keep it and take a sack or throw it out of bounds or whatever. 4 picks is 4 picks.
Yeah, but Chris, I'll tell you, man, as a, since I'm not a Seahawks hater, I like to see him win too. I'm not, a fan, but the outlook I have on that is the man threw 4 picks and they lost by 2 against the next best team in the division. I mean, dog, like,
no, that's what's frustrating is that everyone else is doing their job. Everybody else put you in a position to win. If he would have thrown 3 picks, we would have won, if he would have, him and Jordan Love, bro. I don't know if you guys remember the Jordan Love overtime game in Dallas where he cut it so close at the end of the game. I am shocked time didn't run out on that last little play. If time would have run out on that play, people would have been calling for his head in Seattle. 4 picks, and you can't manage the clock to give you a shot like a booming kick. And I mean, Jason Myers, I would have loved to see that ball have a chance, but it had no chance when it left his foot. So sad day, but playoffs.
I mean, he's still a bum. Sight. Yeah, he's still the bum, but I wouldn't be too down on the Seahawks like you're talking right now, Chris.
I'm not down on the Seahawks. Just to be clear, I was just cautiously optimistic about them.
Okay.
And not super hyped. So
okay.
My stud of the week, though, is if you go from a real low to a real high. I would just like to bring us back to Saturday evening at Autzen. This run by Noah Whittington.
For territory once again. Whittington straight ahead, pinballing around, keeping his feet, dragging tacklers for the first down, and then some. Oh, Whittington got away!
That was just insane. Like that. Okay, we can talk about him dropping the ball and picking up the ball, whatever. It was a touchdown at the end of the day. But the way that he broke out of that crowd of people, that was Barry Sanders. That was Ricky Williams at Texas. That was
Earl Campbell.
Was the most impressive run I have seen from a Ducks running back, and I've been watching them for 26 years, since 99. I think was the first time I went to a game, and it got me fired up. It was one of those chill moments, like really. And then like normally you don't get those calls where it's like, oh, you did, it's not a touchdown, call it back, but it actually stood. And it was his son's birthday, I believe.
Yeah.
Which calls into the topic of how old he is and his NFL prospects. I don't see him being in the league, maybe a practice squad player, but he's 24, going to be 25 by the time the next NFL season starts. So this is his kind of last days of football.
Let me tell you, it was lit. It was a madhouse when he did that run, because you're like, what?
Like, what happened? Yeah, like that was nuts. And then I do have to have him share honors, co MVP, just like Grant Hill and Jason Kidd in '93, because this woman right here, like 44 points, awesome, right? Cool, good job. But 16 steals. 16 steals. I don't care if you're a man, woman, animal, she, they, them, like 16 steals in a college basketball game. That's one every, what, 2
That's
minutes?
like, how does that, like, how's it even possible? Like,
my brain is still not around that.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like teams don't have 16 steals in a game. Like,
in 2 games, 3 games. Yeah.
Like, that's just why. I mean, and it's something that you got to think, like, I mean, how bad was that other team? But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Cause like, clearly she was on point on defense that game. Like, you brought the ball around her, it was gone that game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and I didn't watch the highlights, but I assume like a lot of those were picking them off in the passing lanes. There had to be a few pickpockets. Like, I just, that was,
I mean, to get 16, you got to get it a bunch of different ways. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's insane. It's insane.
It was wild.
Shout out to the young lady. Yeah, still got braces on, looking like she's 12 years old. So
she got a young look to her.
Stud and bomb of the week, solid crop this week. Let's go into college football. You know, our man Dan Lanning looked like he let the boys have some fun out there this week. And the last few weeks, it seemed like there had been so much pressure on them. They seemed tight. And this just looked like we're not looking ahead. We're not looking behind. We're just playing the game that's right in front of us. And let's go have fun and do our thing. You know, Kenny Sadiq was back, and we're still missing our top 2 receivers. So it's good to see that the number 3 through 6 receivers get reps in there. Hopefully they come back next week. He's tight-lipped about how, you know, his injuries are. But JD, go ahead and give us your Ducks minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 25 minutes, you know, your floor on the Ducks.
Well, they made me want to shout, and that's what I'll start there. They made me want to shout, and Sadiq was in his bag. I just wish there was a couple throws where Dante didn't have to lead him so much, where Sadiq doesn't have to jump all 6'3", Mr. Olympian body type that he is. Like those were just incredible plays. If Dante just puts a little bit more air on it, he just walks in on a couple of them. And then McMillan's catch where he drug his left foot on the line.
That was insane. That was insane.
Like, watching the game real time, I got a video of it and I sent it to you, Chris. Like, did he really just catch that? Like, it was great. And like I said, the atmosphere was great. It wasn't a sold out crowd, only about 58, but we still got 3 or 4 of the false start penalties and delay games, and but I would say this lets me know that Dante's locking in. He's had 2 straight games of bad weather. Now we got some decent weather. He was 27 for 30. The boys was playing D. They was running. I like what we're doing now. We get a home game, a noon game, which, man, I wish it was a 4:30. I just wish it was a night game, like the senior night for the Ducks. And as a Duck fan, we got one night game all year. Like, we're not even
considered a night. This was considered a night game, even though it was it was a 6 o'clock kick.
Yeah, it's a night game. It's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll consider 4:30 to be a night game, but we only got one game. So it's been a great season. So I'm excited for next week. Game day is going to be there, and we got USC has our attention because they played well and they were able to beat Iowa in a rain, storm in LA.
Yeah.
So we'll see come Saturday at 12:30.
Let's go ahead and show that video. I got that pulled up here. JD's angle of that sideline end zone tap dance.
Hey, good thing in college you only need one. Okay.
Only need one, baby. Yeah, great shot, JD. Great seats. Speaking of night games and scheduling, I really don't like that they still haven't, unless it happened in the last day, still haven't announced the time of the Oregon-Washington game because it's Thanksgiving weekend and I'm trying to make plans to be down in Portland with the family and, you know, be back here. KJ's got to go to the in-laws and we got tickets to the game. So it's like, if it's a night game, great. We can leave Saturday morning. But if it's a, 12 kick, 1 kick, whatever it is, if it's not a night game, we got to leave Friday night and come back up here on Black Friday. So I hate the flex scheduling, the dynamic scheduling. It really, if you're attending the games, it sucks. Junior, thoughts on the Duckies?
Yeah, it's still TBD, Chris. It's still TBD for that kickoff. So that's wild. But JD, I was ready to lightweight hate on Dante, honestly, on the last pod. But I was giving him a pass for those, having receivers down and those bad weather games. And I'm sure as hell glad I didn't say something because oh boy, Dante came out and he showed that he is that NFL prospect that I don't know that he's back into the Heisman conversation, but another game like that against USC, and he will be since no one's really running away with it. So I was just impressed with him. To your point about some of those passes, JD, the thing is he can get away with that against Minnesota. But when it comes to the playoffs, he's got to be on point with some of those passes because you're not going to get a chance to score all of those TDs like you are against Minnesota. So those ones of Sadiq where he had to stretch out on the first, second drive of the game, it was beautiful. But he needs to get those in stride so they can go in and score because when it gets down to the playoffs, those inches are going to matter.
So while we're on the topic, this USC game, we took a week off, but I think we back.
JD and Steph.
You already know.
Stump the JD. Stump the JD. Stump the JD.
All right, my guy. Oregon, USC at Autzen. How many times what is the current win-loss streak? And when was the last time USC won at Autzen?
The current streak, I think it's like, what, six games?
I'm going to let you answer both questions, and I'm going to tell you.
And then the last time, I want to say the last time USC beat them has to be the Reggie Bush game.
Okay. You get half a point, my guy. You're right. 2005, that ass whooping, 45-13 was the last time they
punt
won
return. That's
the
one. That's the iconic moment. The punt return.
And we've won 5 straight against them at Autzen. 23, 15, 12, 09, and 07. But very close. Good guess. But you knew the one right off the top of the dome of
I just can't remember, since then. Like, yeah, Oregon has had good
teams. Not that many games to be playing, and it's been
exactly
20 years
they didn't play each
game.
other. They didn't play each other every year once the Pac-12 started.
Yeah, and they've been high scoring games outside of the 07 game. In 2015, it was 48-28. In 2012, it was 62-51. So I would love for that trend to continue. I love a shootout. It makes you nervous, but it gives you more hope when the game is close towards the end of the game because it's so easy to score and teams are going back and forth, as opposed to like the Iowa game or the Indiana game where points are at a premium and you just don't have that confidence that we're going to pull off the play or get a score when you need one.
It also helps Dante for a late Heisman push too.
It does. And, Junior, you mentioned that he's still kind of in that conversation. I watched a lot of national games on Saturday and didn't see his name. It's still Ty Simpson, Sayin, and then old boy from Indiana. So
I know. Let's go to it.
A win against USC puts him back there.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna have to have 2 big last games to get invited. But it's West Coast bias. We already know what it is.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of West Coast bias, this should have been my bum of the week. Motherfucking Aaron Judge winning MVP. Like, come on, dog. Dude wins it every other year, like Shohei Ohtani does in the NL. But for like the 1 year a catcher has a historic year and the Mariners make the playoffs and make a run. I know it's a regular season award, but come on.
That's wild. That's wild West Coast bias there.
Yeah, and I really liked how the voting. Judge only won by 10 points, and it
was like 17-13.
Yeah, they were split both ways because nobody else got any first or second. So that's the part where there was people that were on Cal's side. He just needed like one more or two other votes and he would have got it. And it sucked for him. So I'm with you, Chris.
And this
it
was
sucked
just
that
it was like an average year for Aaron Judge too.
sure.
Well,
his numbers were just tough. 340, 100, like
yeah.
Fucking batting average.
That batting average, they do love, they love batting average for MVP, dog. They really do, man. They really do.
Yeah,
and I said that on this show. He's got to get it up to 280.
You
gotta be a respectable number.
It's you're with the voters.
Do.
Especially for MVP, like you gotta have. They rarely give the MVP to someone batting 250. JD, I'm with you on that one.
And if he was batting, all right, cool, he had 60 home runs. Well, he better have 190 RBIs. You know what I'm saying? He better have like some crazy number with all those home runs.
But he's gonna win a Gold Glove though. Like he's also an amazing fielder, and he's switch hitting, and it's like he broke the switch hitting record that Mickey Mantle held for 75 years. So it's not just the home run.
He got robbed. And it's even worse because I'm not saying he can't replicate that year, but let's be honest, man, that was special.
That ain't gonna happen again.
Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes I think even
worse. But what
about
the Mariners as a whole? You're 3 outs away from going to the World Series, something your franchise has never done. Like that as a whole, Cal season and the Mariners, you times that by 10. Like
because it ain't gonna happen.
Because we said before, or in the group text, how many playoff wins in the ALCL do the Mariners have at home? They got 3 in their whole franchise. 3 wins in the ALCL at home. Like you can get 3 in one postseason. So it's once in a blue moon, and you got to tip your cap to Cal Raleigh for the season, though, Chris. First team All MLB. 60 plus home runs, switcher hitting. But man.
And he's going to win a gold. I don't know if they've announced Gold Gloves, but he has to win that because
he's a catcher.
In the pass ball, like I think he set a record for the lowest number of pass balls all season, even though he had a pass ball in the playoffs. But anyway, quick little dive into baseball there, and the East Coast bias is just everywhere.
I know, and I know I said West Coast bias. You know what I meant. Also, we 26 minutes in and just started the week and at Oregon Ducks, bro. Dang, bro, we getting it in right now.
Getting it in, bro. Well, I don't know if you guys want to hit on any other college games. It's the A&M game was wild. I turned it on when it was 30-3, and I was like, did a double take. I was like, is that really? Wait, what? And then the third quarter happened, and we can't have nice things. I really wanted A&M to lose selfishly to get the bump in the rankings. But Gitano, you made a good point about debating who's a better one-loss team. Go ahead.
I just, I think that as an Oregon fan, the less teams that we have that we're competing with as far as the one-loss teams, the better. So the sooner that we get some of these other one-loss teams with 2 losses, it makes us look better. So Georgia, all right, boom. We need y'all to get another L. Alabama's just got a second one, so let's just keep these undefeated teams undefeated and get these 2-loss teams so that there's less people. But the other guy that's in this Heisman running that's kind of low-key is Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. The run he had in the first quarter against Pitt, he did that spin move circle on the PS2. He hit that circle button, and it was nasty.
You mean my Heisman choice from the beginning of the season, JD? That's what you talking about, my Jeremiah Love? Yeah. He is cooking. He is cooking. And I would just say, I saw some, they're doing, every week now it's predicting playoff matchups. They had Oregon against Notre Dame in the first round, and I do not like that matchup for Oregon, dog. You want to avoid Notre Dame at all costs because they are just as physical as you, and their defense is just better. And so I hope that don't happen.
Who's the linebacker they got at Texas Tech?
He's nobody. He had one interception.
Jacob Rodriguez.
You got to do a little bit more. He
scored a touchdown. They put him in at Wildcat, and he scored an offensive touchdown last weekend.
I mean, I like that. He's no Chad Greenway, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, come on.
Throwback.
No,
All right, but
Paul
now to the
Lusky.
professionals now. We already touched on the Hawks. It was the biggest game of the year. Sam Darnold's biggest game as a Seahawk, and he did what we were afraid he was going to do. Next. Oh, shit. I didn't even see who ended up winning the Kansas City game.
Bo
Not the
Nix.
Chiefs.
Let's go. Oh, I love that. Do you guys know the last time a team won the AFC West that wasn't the Broncos or the Chiefs?
Oh, the Broncos
It
or the
wasn't-
Chiefs?
It's got to be a Phillip Rivers team that went with LaDainian.
Yeah, it's, I mean, over 10 years ago.
Yeah. No, that was,
I
it was
would
like
say-
20 something years ago. No, it was a Chargers team.
06?
I think earlier
Or
than
no,
that.
07.
I don't have it in front of me. I just heard it on a podcast this week and thought I would mention
Yeah,
it 'cause, like,
and I was gonna, like, one of the candidates for set of the week was the Denver Bronco defense, just because I love to see KC lose. Even I don't like to see the Broncos win, but I love to see KC lose even more. But there's only 3 or 4 teams in history that have had more sacks than them through this point in the season than the Broncos right now, which is scary because that's the type of team that goes far in the playoffs nowadays. So I really don't want to see the Broncos win nothing. But man, that defense is scary. After watching them against the Raiders, a few weeks ago, that pass rush is, it's scary.
did you guys see Jacoby Brissett set the NFL record for completions?
No,
It was a losing effort. What was it? 48, 47, something like that. Broke. Who had the record? Somebody obvious, but it was
Drew Bledsoe.
It was Bledsoe. I thought it was like a Manning or a high volume passer.
I thought it was Colt Brennan, bro. R.I.P. Man.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, one of them Hawaii quarterbacks, dog. You know,
Them Howleys. Yeah. So Jacoby Brissett. That begs the question: what's the future like for Kyler Murray? Like, you paid him, right? Like, he's talented, but it just shows like you can slot in an old man that's not mobile.
Yeah, the only thing I know,
just as many or more games.
the only thing I know is please not the Raiders. Okay, like, because the odds are the Raiders, I think, are tied with some other team for like the best odds for Kyler Murray's next team, and all I gotta say is just hell no, please no, like no, no.
I like that.
No,
You can't,
because you're not a
I mean-
Raiders fan. You don't win no games.
Why wouldn't
bro.
you want to?
You don't
Why
win
wouldn't
no
you want to?
games. You don't win
Why wouldn't you?
games.
But it's not his fault.
You don't want that juju? You don't want that juju, huh?
Nah, you don't either, JD.
I thought you
don't
said
act like you want
the
Kyler
Raiders
Murray.
ruin players, and it's not the other way around. So I thought you were saying you didn't want the Raiders to ruin Kyler Murray.
I mean, nah, he's cooked already. We don't have to ruin him. He's already cooked, man. Is
he cooked?
Yeah. The NFL's figured him out.
Hey,
Yeah.
with this, hey, can we cut this if this is, never mind, I'm not going to say it.
No, you gotta say it now, bro.
Yeah, you got to
You
say.
gotta
mean-
say it now.
Is he cook Korean barbecue?
I mean,
Hey, that's well played, bro. Man, speaking of inappropriate comments, accidental. So, you know, the new format of the NBA playoffs or the NBA All-Star, how it's like they're going to have a foreign or an international team and then 2 US
Yeah.
teams.
This is
Somebody-
crazy.
Somebody was saying on one of those NBA TV shows, they were like, I think it was Chandler Parsons was saying, like, nobody's coming to All-Star Weekend to watch Josh Giddey play, right? They want to see the stars, the best players. And Michelle Beadle innocently said, you know, there's at least one kid out there that's going to be there wanting to see Josh Giddey. And she didn't realize what that meant because Josh Giddey had that statutory rape accusation.
I mean, he was cleared, bro. Okay, let's put on.
I know, because it's legal in Australia, but
allegedly,
still, like,
whatever.
everyone was dying except for her. She's like, what? What did I say? Like, she didn't get it. She was just saying, like, yeah, some kid is a Josh Giddey fan, like, to not knowing. Anyway, Giotano, I think now comes a time in every man's life, every podcaster's life, when they have to accept that they had a cold take. What they said needed to happen happened, and it didn't work out well. And we're talking about primetime Neon Deion Sanders' son, Sheduer Sanders, got in the game, and shat the bed. What are you going to say to defend him?
I'm going to tell you what the coach said, that Shedeur Sanders has yet, since he was drafted, to take any reps with the first team. Okay. So that lets me know that they had zero faith in this guy to take any reps, and they didn't want to take any reps from the other rookie they had. And I think that's more of what it is.
Can you please call him by his name? Don't call him the other rookie while you're wearing Oregon gear.
He's the other rookie.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
He's the other rookie. I ain't claiming him. He's from Oklahoma. So, he
gave us a number one seed. He brought us to
let me tell you what else. He cost me a lot of money on my way down to Pasadena to watch my team too. Okay, so I don't want to get
that ain't his fault
on this young man. Okay, it's not his fault. Okay, keep it moving.
Okay.
So I'm saying Sheduer
I'll note
is who we thought he was.
They were. Yeah, and the Browns were winning that game while Gabriel was still in the game. And then once Gabriel left that game, they all went downhill for the Cleveland Browns offense. So, here's what we won't do, though, on this pod, right? We won't root for Shedeur's downfall. Like, we don't want to see the kid fail. We're just saying the reality of what it is. So if he comes back and bounces back and has a great week next week, we're gonna call that out too. We're gonna say, hey, great bounce back week. But right
got
now,
a question. Did any of you get to watch when he got in? All right, I watched every play, and he put the ball in his receiver's back corner and that back shoulder. And what did he do? He dropped the shit. All right. So
was it Jerry Jeudy?
No, it was the other dude, but it wasn't Jeudy. But I'm just, as a quarterback, everything falls on me, and hey, we win, we get all the praise when we lose. But I'm telling you, as a fan, he put the ball where it was supposed to be, and the player dropped it. And there's nothing else you can do.
That's one
as
play.
A quarterback than say, hey, I'll throw it better next time. But you need to catch it better too, buddy. So that was critical. If he throws that play or the receiver catches that, they probably hold on and win the game. And everybody's going to be looking at this throw that Sheduer did in the back of the end zone with Baltimore bringing, they was bringing the 5-2 blitz every time, safety high. You better throw it quick. His teammate let him down. That's all I'm going to say. So, yeah.
We might say there was a little issue too, stopping Mark Andrews playing quarterback and having a 40-yard touchdown like that. That was nuts. If anyone is listening, all two of you out there, and didn't see the play, go watch Mark Andrews touchdown rush, QB scramble. That was impressive.
Chris, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
On that play call, was number 12 Shedeur Sanders at cornerback there?
They did. They actually put him in the game. Yeah, because they wanted to.
So you're going to come on here and talk about Shedeur, but he didn't play no defense. He didn't give up no points.
Hey,
I was talking about the outcome of the game.
Yeah, look, man, we talking about how we played, bro. It wasn't good. You had a cold take, man. If he kills it next week, we'll say he's did good, okay? Like, it's, come on, man.
We got to fight.
Okay.
All right, moving on to another backup quarterback that played games for the Oregon Ducks, Marcus Mariota. He played out there in Madrid, and he's better than Jaden Daniels. We can all agree on that, but he's got some wheels. Like, I don't think that he ever lost speed. I just think that in a backup role, you're just supposed to kind of like game manage, right? So he's been in a backup role for so long. I think maybe now he's feeling a little bit more comfortable and opening up a little bit, but he went 20 for 30 for 213 yards, a touchdown, a pick, had a 44-yard scramble, ended up with 49 yards rushing. Junior, you put this in the rundown. What in the Greg Oden could have been category would you put him?
Well, seeing that run, it just got me thinking, because I also recommend listeners to go check out that run by Mariota, because it wasn't just that he ran for 44 yards. It was the way that he just took off and ran by people. Like, it was, he's a 33-year-old man out there, and he took off. Like, I did not know he still had the juice like that, right? And so it just got me thinking, like, man, what what's his career arc like? Because I needed to refresh myself, man. So I went back, a little Pro Football Reference, and we've all spent some time on there. But I was just looking at like, okay, where did it go wrong, and trying to see if I could look at the stats and figure out kind of, oh, how did this career go? And the thing about it is, like, his second year in the league, he had his best season. So his second year, he threw for 3,400 yards, 26 TDs, 9 interceptions, but he only had a 61% completion percentage. And that is the piece that has plagued him his really entire career. He's only had one season where I would say was above average. That was at 68%, almost 69. And he only had 11 touchdowns and 8 interceptions that year. And he only started 13 games. So I was trying to look back, like the story of his career, a lot of it was just like, the thing that he was known for so much at Oregon as being so accurate, it just didn't translate to the NFL. And I do not know why that was the case. But I'm thinking in a different situation, in a different offensive system, different coaching, I think he could have succeeded. I don't think it's a matter of he was destined to fail. I think he was one of those quarterbacks that the situation he was in, it just wasn't the right one for him. And sometimes when you don't show out, he had 5.5 years to show out. The NFL kind of gave up on him. He went to the Raiders for a few years, got hurt his first year there. They had some Mariota packages. They were going to feature him as a backup, and it didn't happen for him. Do y'all remember him, the year in Atlanta that he had? Well, he threw for 15 touchdowns and 9 picks. Again, 61% completion percentage. So, to your point, Chris, I think once he lost that role, I think the mindset shifted, and I don't think he'd ever get it back, man. And it's sad because I do think another place, another time, Mariota could have succeeded in the NFL.
Like if he was put in the position that Brock Purdy was put in,
right?
Where you just show up and all the pieces are there.
Right.
Legendary. He could have been legendary, but.
Right. And well, I was going to say, so what was the other thing he was known for at Oregon? Speed. Running the ball.
His wheels, yeah.
He never had a season where he rushed for over 400 yards in the NFL. I mean, that to me doesn't compute. Like, how could he not have a season of rushing for at least 400 yards? Like, to me, that's wild.
Maybe it's one of those things where quarterbacks get pigeonholed as a running quarterback and they overcompensate.
Yeah. And it's 500 yards.
Or they're instructed.
Yeah. Well, it's 500 yards, but my bad.
He just turned 32, so he's a young boy still.
I mean, Rich Gannon, bro, he could be come back to Vegas, bro. We'll take you, Marcus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you will.
I mean, like, give me Marcus over Gino any day, dog. Okay, like, right?
All right. Well, let's move over to the round ball, the association, and you know how we like to kick things off.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
The Hawks could win 60 games and be like the top 1 or 2 seed in the East next year.
Yeah. The hot take is starting to warm up. The Hawks have won 5 straight. They are in 4th place in the East. They're 9-5. The Lakers are 10-4. Junior, how you feeling?
I have been keeping track of my super hot take, and some of the things that I did talk about at the beginning of the year are starting to show up. That length and that defensive intensity is starting to show up. Dare I say, Trae Young, addition by subtraction. I mean,
don't do that to your boy, because look.
I mean, the record speaks for itself. Now, I don't really believe that, but they have found something. They got a lot of new pieces, so it was going to take a while to click. But I think they're still, they're a good team. They're going to be a playoff team. I don't know if they're going to get to that 60, but definitely take not as cold as it was, 3 weeks ago. Okay,
that's fair. I think everyone talks about Tom Brady and LeBron as these freak athletes that will play forever. Kind of break through that glass ceiling of once you turn 40, you're dead. But Steph Curry's going to do that too. And his style of play, his body doesn't take the type of beating. He's learned when his career started, he had the Pringles ankles, right? Like his ankles just never stayed intact. Figured that out. He figured out the cardio. He finishes in the lane now. He finishes everything. I think he might challenge some of LeBron's all-time records. Maybe not scoring, but in terms of the volume records that you get when you play over a long, like the Karl Malone records, where it's like the most X things because they played so many years in the league. But Junior, you put this in the rundown. Was what jumped out at you specifically about?
Well, I had a front row seat of him cooking my Spurs over the last 2 games. They just beat the Spurs twice in San Antonio. Curry had 40 plus both games. I think he might have had 51 game. Maybe 49. It was, just one of those, it brought me back to like the Olympics, man. We're watching Curry in the Olympics and he just going superhuman in those last 4 or 5 minutes of that game. And just, you forget that he's 37 years old doing what he does. To your point, Chris, the play style, he's not like Allen Iverson taking those hits, right? Not like John Morant taking those hits. He does finish in the lane, but he's very selective about it, and he's very careful about taking those hits. He doesn't hit the ground very often, okay? And that's a big deal for guards his size. But he is just so smooth. He's just automatic. Like, and once it. Like, once he hits a few in a game, you're just like, oh, well, here it goes, right? Like there's nothing you can do to stop him. And I was just mesmerized, as we all are at some point, by Steph Curry, and it's usually against our team just cooking us. So I got one again. So I just had to put on the rundown because I don't see this man slowing down. He's just still so incredible.
I mean, he didn't cook the Blazers, so I'll just put that one out there.
That's good.
For once, he didn't cook them.
Yeah, I was saying that time, but I have seen him cook the Blazers many a time.
Yeah. I'm back. I'm back. Like,
yes. Yes.
Come on, bruh. I was still working for the team then, and I was like, shut up, man. We know you're back.
yeah, we know. So
what's funny about the age thing in the Olympics is Steph Curry, LeBron, and KD were all 3 older than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson when they played for the 92 Dream Team, and everyone made such a big deal about their age on that team. But it's a different era, your bodies are cared for at a much more strategic way and a much more scientific way. It's
also Wemby gonna have Steph nightmares even more so than he already did, because they hit, like, Steph did it to him again where Wemby just running out to try and block the shot and Steph just right over his fingertips, just wet, just like in the Olympics, man. And Wemby just turns. It's that same defeated look that we have seen from countless defenders, just like, just dropping the head right after Curry switches it in your face. So yeah, that was tough for Wemby.
Steph gonna do you. Tatana, you got anything on old Chef?
He's timeless, but he did this weekend. He busted Junior's team up in some Kobe's, though. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
He got rid of the Under Armour bullshit, and he got
wearing Kobe's.
Yeah.
Was he really?
He was wearing the GGs, the black joints, and that's what I gotta say. He wore some Kobe's this weekend and lit Junior up.
He did, man.
It
was
that for a reason? Why did he, like, Under Armour couldn't have been cool with that?
Him and Under Armour have parted ways effective immediately.
Yeah, and it said mutual, but it wasn't no mutual about it. Sounded like Steph got out of that. The weird part is they're still going to put out his new shoe in the 26, and they're going to support it through the different colorways until like October. So it's a really weird separation of partnership because he broke out the Kobe's, but they're still going to put out his latest shoe. So that was weird.
You know what's crazy too is we just got new hoop shoes for KJ this season. And he'd always wore LeBron's or Giannis's or I think he had KD's once, but he got Steph Curry's, and they arrive tomorrow in the mail.
I mean, hey,
that's wild.
They're still Steph Curry's. They're just, he ain't gonna be wearing them. Okay.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. I'm sending him the link right now.
Yeah.
Norm Powell is who Junior thought he was. It's just weird to think of him being a star because he has never been one. He's always been like a really good role player starter. And a guy with a hitch in his shot like that just can't be that good.
I know, right?
Is it the right fit because Tyler Hero hasn't been there? Like, what's going on in Miami?
Yeah, I think there's some of that. And, plus, man, shout out UCLA Bruins. I'm a UCLA basketball fan. I've been watching Norman Powell since he was, freshman there. And then, like, I really didn't see it because he couldn't shoot at all at UCLA, right? I
all.
mean, at all. And he passed LeBron for most points scored in their Miami Heat debut in the first 8 games that he's played. So he's out here setting Heat scoring records right now. Like,
That's quite a qualifier, but okay.
Okay, you know, but he is though. Okay, so you know, he's probably not going to break many more of LeBron's records of the Heat, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
So I do think Hero being out has something to do with it. I think he's somewhere where he wants to be, and you know, Spo for whatever reason is able to get the most out of players. We've talked about this before. Like whatever magic Spo has, he's able to maximize the talent on his teams, and he's doing that right now through Norm Powell.
Yeah, facts. And the NBA Cup, I'm not mad at it. I don't like the Houston court. I thought they were playing at Eastern Washington football game, like the all red.
The
or
Timberwolves court too, though.
like this Euro. It's like Euro or like an indoor downstairs YMCA rubber sport court. It just is an eyesore. Give me a design. Give me a softer palette color. I don't love that, but I do like the hype and the format. The marketing for it has sucked. Again, it's Prime Sports owned, so it's no surprise there. But the fact that I kind of had to figure out on my own that it's, every Friday night is a game. It's not just all one condensed time period. They could have made it like Friday Night Lights, Friday night something, like brand it somehow that way so people know. Yeah. I had to look that up because with Blazer Vision, you get a pair of tickets to a game complimentary, and you get to choose from like 6 games. And one of them is a mystery game, one NBA Cup game. And I had to look like, when are the NBA Cup games? And I was like, they're every Friday. Okay. That's, so the branding isn't there, but I like it. I don't like Blazers being in the pool of death, but yeah.
They're not out of it yet, though. I mean, they got smacked, but they're not out of it, though.
Smacked. And then segue to our next topic. They got smacked again. Well, they got beat again tonight. Jatana, what's your thoughts on the Cup?
I wanted to just say something about the NBA Cup, because the game that you're probably get to go to is like the afterburner game. Because once you don't make the top 4, you play an NBA Cup game, but it's not part of the NBA Cup.
Well, they didn't brand it very well, obviously, again, but this is on the Blazers. I assumed it was one of the seed, like the pool games, like the seeding games. And so I was like, the next 3 games are like, well, Rockets on the road, but then it was like Spurs and Warriors. I don't know. I wasn't smart enough to see if they were at the Moda. I just assumed they were. But then I finally emailed the lady. I was like, when are these games? And she said, we'll tell you on December 1st. And I was like, oh shit, that's after the seeding and everything. So I think you're right, JD, but either way, it is what it is.
I think the NBA Cup is just good competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It brings,
and you're right about that every point. Yeah. I was talking to KJ about that because somebody was scoring at the end of the game when it was already decided. And it's like, no, it's not bad sportsmanship. It's strategically for the tiebreakers.
Yeah. When the Spurs, when they won their first Cup game, they were, a couple people on the court realized it, and they were trying to they were like, hey, come get this garbage time bucket. But the person on the ball didn't recognize it. So, but it was like, but that is something, but I like it, man. And the thing that I really like about it is like, players are on record talking about it like, hey, I'm trying to get to Vegas, right? People are talking about like, I want to get to Vegas. Like the players are looking at it as something that they're enjoying. They like the change up in the middle of the season. And I think that reflects in the gameplay. And these games felt tough. I mean, the Spurs Rockets was I don't want to say playoff type game, but the energy was real, man. And some of these courts are terrible. The Timberwolves, that green is horrific. The Spurs court though is nice because it's a gray, so it's pretty. It's
a soft palette
tame.
color.
Yeah, it's tame. I didn't hate I think I saw the Blazers court. Didn't the Blazers have one?
Yeah, it's you were at that game, Jatana, right?
No, that was just a regular season game.
Yeah, but I saw the Blazers court. I thought it was okay. Obviously red or whatever, but it was cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think I think they should keep doing it. I really think it's a nice boost. And the Vegas games, I think, are going to be really competitive, just like they have been the last 3 years or 2 years.
The Denver court is trash.
Yeah.
There's an article on The Athletic that ranks all 30 courts. Anyone that's just like a bright primary color is trash, but like Golden State, Sacramento, Brooklyn. Memphis is fire. Memphis is gray, but it's like a parquet. Parquet.
Yeah,
like
parquet, whatever.
Yeah. Too bad their team is trash. Charlotte's got the honeycomb. Minnesota, you're right. That's trash. Portland's
it's too loud.
Where's Portland at? They're ranking them, and San Antonio's ranked 3rd. Lakers are 5th. Lakers are 4th. Knicks are 3rd. Magic and Blazers are tied for 1st. Blazers is sick. It's gray.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. So it was. Yeah. I knew I liked it. So that must have been why I liked it, because it was gray. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's got like etchings, it looks like, and it has their logo in the middle. I'm going to share this real quick before we hop off here. But the other topic we were going to get to, the Dallas Mavericks, who now have 4 wins thanks to their win against the Blazers. You guys see this? Oop. You guys see the Portland one?
We saw the Portland one for a minute, and then we see the one. Okay, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, that's dope. The Athletic ranked it tied for 1 with the Magic.
Yeah.
It's kind of mid, but that's loud. They do it loud in LA.
But it's not, because the yellow's close enough to hardwood, so it's not actually that bad.
Exactly what I was going to say, Junior.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's kind of loud right there, 6th. But anyway, the Mavericks are not that fun to watch. Yeah. It's like it's almost like they're missing 2 superstars. I don't know. But like, it's like Cooper Flag trying to do something out
today,
there.
Chris? The Blazer game?
I watched part of the 2nd and the 4th quarter. Yeah.
They're missing their A players.
Exactly.
That's why Nico got fired. AD's hurt and Kyrie's out for the whole year. You tell me
I look at it
be
through
great.
They
I
said
look
the
at
year
it through
for
the
Kyrie?
lens of a. Did they announce that?
Well, here's what I'll say. He might as well. Why would you come back? You don't have a 1st round pick the next couple of years. This is going to be the last time you're going to be able to get a top 5 pick. So you might as well just AD a street clothes. Yeah. And so that way we can be really bad. We get another top 5 pick, because the rest of the years you don't own them.
Yeah. I don't know. I just,
how did the Blazers
to me,
lose?
it's like, why tanking this, deciding to tank this early, to me is just like it's a weirdo move, because so many jobs are on the line. There's season ticket holders, there's fans, there's sponsors, there's guys who are in the tail end of their career, and it's like, this is how my career is going to end. There's guys who this is their experience coming into the league, and you're going to experience losing on purpose. I don't love that, but I know that it happens. It is what it is. But to the game tonight, I looked at it through the lens of a Blazers fan, and it was like we were missing 2 of our superstars, but we don't have 2 superstars. We have Scott Henderson, Blake Wesley, and Drew Holiday that didn't play. Shaden put up 30 after, a couple games ago. He put up 36 on the Hornets. He is showing flashes of being a superstar, but it's almost in a passive role, because I think, Junior, you brought this up early. It's like they don't have a go-to player. Denny Advia is averaging 26 a game, I think. And he's the closest thing to what looks like being a star on the team. I would say Drew Holiday is next, just where you have the confidence when they have the ball. I don't have that confidence when Shaden has the ball, and you should, if he's going to be
not yet. At least he's got to earn that still. It's not there.
I would say Jeremy Grant is even ahead of him on that.
For sure. But Jeremy Grant's shown to be a clutch player throughout his. I think he's a good clutch player though.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
It's not bad. I mean, just because you have that guy doesn't mean it's going to work out for you. I mean, we got De'Aaron Fox, and he missed the last second jumper to, beat the Warriors on Sunday. So, hey, it don't always, or Friday or whatever it was, it don't always work out, man. So, you never know. But I do think that I'm with you, Chris, like tanking just for me doesn't make sense for the Mavericks. You usually tank to get the number 1 pick. But once you get the number 1 pick and the guy that you think is going to be, a cornerstone for your franchise for years to come, that's when you actually start to shift away from tank to develop and build, where it doesn't mean you don't have some down years, but you're not actively tanking, right? And so, Kyrie is supposed to come back in a few months, JD. So or even as soon as December, that is, yeah. I mean, that's the word on the street anyway. So maybe it's in the new year, but he's supposed to come back soonish. And then, you get AD back. I don't think trading AD is the answer right now. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, you got to trade AD. Now's the time. Start trading, fire sale at Dallas. I don't see that, man. I think you got a core here that at least for a couple years can get you in playoff position. Now, who I do think they should maybe look at trading is Klay Thompson, because he might be cooked, y'all.
Well, what are you going to get back for him? That's the rap on Klay is that he's cooked.
Contract,
I'm saying, but AD right now is probably every month that passes, he is less of a factor than he's at his prime now, and he's decreasing value each
athletically
month,
he should be in his prime for the next 2 years, but
he's not. He's getting hurt all the time, and I'm saying, like, you sell high, you buy low, right?
Yeah.
And now's the time to sell him. If you hold on to him too long, you're not going to get back anything you need that's going to make you better. So
sell him back to the Lakers.
I mean,
go ahead.
Hey, hold on though.
For Hachimura, straight up.
No, we got to give a shout out. Hey, DeAndre Ayton has been playing very solid for the Lakers. So JD, I want to just I gotta give you a shout out. We were
JJ Redick, man. He's a hell of a motivator, I guess.
And it's early, and his problem is staying focused for a whole season. So he's had stretches of 20 games, even with the Blazers, where you're like, oh damn, Ayton might be the guy, but can he keep that up? So I mean, that remains to be seen. But right now, he looks like he's motivated, and he's got. I mean, he's playing very well for them. So I just want I figured I'd highlight that. Okay,
there it is. All right, my dudes, solid show, in and out. Gitano, good luck with the new job site tomorrow. Good luck with the drive. Get that melatonin in you. June, have a solid work week, and shout out to the government being back in session. And go Ducks.
All right, man. Let's go Ducks.
Go Ducks. Peace.